This is an Eye on Annapolis bonus podcast.
Well, it is Veterans Day, November 11th, and that means that we need to come to Heroes Pub in West Annapolis because they do an awesome celebration to honor our veterans. But also, we are here today with Josh Barr, who is with the Military Bowl, which, believe it or not, is coming up sooner rather than later.
Oh, God.
And Susan Seifried, who is with Visit Annapolis in Arundel County. Thank you guys for coming on out to Heroes. I mean, it's not a bad place to be. And I guess, Josh, the first thing is I got to ask you, is it happening?
Gosh, I sure hope so, John. I mean, it looks like we should be all good for this year. It's been a tough 2 years, especially last year, having the game canceled. Just over 24 hours before kickoff. The field's painted. The Clydesdales are here. The teams are here. Everything's ready to go, and all of a sudden we don't have a game. But I sure think we're going to have a game this year for sure.
It was brutal. I know 2020 was a no-go and 2020 was a no-show because COVID ran through the teams. And thankfully, we've got all sorts of vaccines that are around, and everybody is figuring out how to live with COVID. And I'm excited for the Military Bowl. And you guys are doing it on my birthday again this year, I understand.
Oh, gosh, we got to order a cake, I think.
28th, December 28th. And when does kickoff?
Kickoff's 2 p.m., so they'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning down City Dock with the Military Bowl Parade, led by the Clydesdales again.
That is one of the most looked forward to events of the year in the city. I mean, there are a couple signature events, and I know the Military Bowl hasn't been in Annapolis forever, but it certainly has been for, I think, the last 8 or 9 years.
Right, 2013 was when the bowl came to Annapolis.
Look at that. My math was pretty on the spot. But it's fast become a great thing for families. I mean, you look at the streets that are lined up for the parade and everything else. Who do we got playing this year? You want to guess at all? Or
No, I have absolutely no clue. It's something we talk about, and we're sitting there and trying to figure out who could be in the game. And whether our game matches teams from the ACC and the American Athletic Conference once again. So in the ACC, we're waiting to see who's going to get the 6 wins. I would think Duke could be a possibility. Pittsburgh could be a possibility.
Okay,
and there'll probably be another 1, 2, or 3 teams in the mix there too.
Right. Navy appears not to be a possibility, unfortunately, this year. And I know they've played here, and that's sort of like a love-hate with at least the brigade, because they enjoy getting away from here right at Christmas time. And to be saying, hey, come on back and cheer on the football team one more time, they're like, think a little bit twice about that. But I know Navy has a little bit of a tough road ahead. They're playing Notre Dame tomorrow, UCF, which is, I think, ranked number 22. The following weekend, they got a couple weeks rest before they take on Army, which is not a bad team this year as well. But
no, the American, who knows what we might end up with there. East Carolina certainly be in the mix. They've had a very good season already, but they were just in Washington last year, even though they didn't play the game. So there could be a question about whether they would want to come back. We'd love to have them. Their fans really showed up in Apps. I mean, the game was canceled, but there was a lot of people wearing purple and gold around Annapolis the day before the game.
We spoke with several businesses and bars that were just, devastated that the game was canceled as it was, but we're absolutely thrilled with. Because people stayed around, they learned, and they figured out what Annapolis was all about, which was really pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale now, and if you are a football fan, if you've never seen a bowl game, this is a great opportunity to see it locally here in a wonderful stadium. You can get them at militarybowl.org, and they're on sale right now, right?
Yeah, tickets are on sale now, and you're right, John. The thing about it is, the stadium, Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, is an awesome place to watch a game. It is the right size venue. There's not a bad seat in the stadium. You got great sight lines. I think it's a wonderful place to watch the game. It's a great place for a bowl game.
It really is. And the city does go out. And we talked to Susan from Visit Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, and the city really, goes out. And the Military Bowl, as I said, has turned into a real event for the city. what's the impact on the city of Annapolis and the surrounding area?
Well, we're always really excited to be a host location for the Military Bowl. There's an excitement in the air throughout Annapolis and Anne Arundel County for the whole holiday season, and then you put the Military Bowl right in the middle, and that just adds to the festivities. Taking place on December 28th, as it does, people can come for Christmas, spend the holiday, and then linger longer and hang around for the Military Bowl. Or those individuals who are planning to come to town for New Year's Eve celebration can come early and go to the Military Bowl and then celebrate. And what that means is there's a lot of people staying in our hotels and eating in our restaurants and visiting our attractions, and the Military Bowl is part of what makes that happen.
Just as long as they stay off of my lawn, I'll be happy with that.
There you go.
But no, and you're absolutely right. I mean, here we are on Veterans Day, and it is really the start, I feel, of the winter season, because we go into this and we're going to talk about it in a second, but we're launching the Who's Your Hero program again, which is going on its 9th year. But we jump right into Midnight Madnesses, which are the extended shopping seasons, and the Chocolate Binge Festival, and then you've got the holidays, and the Military Bowl comes in there along with the parade. The Parade of Lights, which is, they're going to yell at me for that, but the Lights Parade for Eastport Yacht Club, it's just chock full.
Well, you mentioned Midnight Madness, and of course that's going to take place on December 1, December 8, and December 15. And of course on December 8th this year, they're going to have a holiday market to go with it.
Right.
So that's a big deal. On the Annapolis Chocolate Binge Festival that you mentioned, this year there's going to be a gingerbread contest, and it's going to be happening at the 26 West Street Visitor Center. So a lot of people taking advantage of that. And the Eastport Yacht Club Lights Parade, it's their 40th anniversary this year, so it's going to be a bigger deal than ever. And we even have 3 of the lighted boats that are going to stay at City Dock throughout the holiday season,
nice,
just to add to the festivities and the lights and all of that. In fact, the Eastport Yacht Club Lights Parade has been nominated for the best holiday parade in USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Travel Awards.
Well, I'll tell you what, you send me the links to those, and I'll put that all out there, and we'll get a ton of people to vote for that, because that needs to be up there. Again, as we're here on Veterans Day, and you can hear that Heroes has an incredible crowd in the background here, this is the time that we launched the Who's Your Hero program, and this is a program that's near and dear to my heart, because I've been involved with it since day one. Budweiser brought this on 9 years ago, I think it was. And it really resonates with the audience. And that is essentially, everybody has a hero in their life, and some of them are military, some of them are related, some of them could be a teacher or a mentor or anything like that, and you get a chance to nominate them. And when you nominate them, everybody at the Military Bowl reads them and cries.
I mean, the Who's Your Hero program, John, and you probably feel the same way I do. We started in 2013. It was the brainchild of Cassie Mabry over at Castle Brothers, and we had this idea. Let's do this. Let's do a program where anybody can nominate the hero in their lives. And to think that we're still doing it 9 years later and getting amazing stories every year, because you can nominate someone, Susan can nominate someone, I can nominate someone. All these people in Heroes Pub right now who are celebrating their friend's wedding, they can all nominate someone, and the people are just an incredible collection of inspirational stories. You read it and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's just amazing.
The ones that I really appreciate are, and I don't want to diss the military, because that's sort of like a low-hanging fruit and the obvious ones, but when you find somebody that was just in a really bad place and found a mentor or somebody that gave them the kick in the butt, the hand to lift up, or whatever it may have been, to get them to a much higher place. And that just really tugs on me. And usually, that could, teachers, neighbors, whatever it may be. It's pretty amazing.
And especially given, the level of discord with you see in different places. To me, this is so unifying. It brings everybody together, because everybody has somebody who has pulled through for them, or given them the lift that they need, or pushed them to do better. Everybody can relate to this.
Sure. Well, what do these guys get? I mean, they nominate this, and if you are one of the top so many.
So you can. So nominations are open on our website. If you go to militarybowl.org/Bud Heroes, and you can enter a nomination, and we'll get several, probably a few hundred nominations, and there'll be 5 heroes selected to attend the Military Bowl game and have a VIP experience. They'll ride in the parade.
Oh, that's cool.
They'll get have a lot of fun at the tailgate with the Budweiser Build-A-Bars, and they'll get to feel like they're special people, and they are special people, and then come attend the game and be recognized during the game. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm hopeful this year that our 2021 heroes who didn't get to ride in the parade or attend the game will join us this year also.
So double the heroes.
Yes.
Double bang for the buck. Well, you mentioned the tailgate, okay, and the Military Bowl doesn't start until 2, and who's airing it this year?
The game's on ESPN.
Okay.
It'll be ESPN.
Kickoff at 2?
Kickoff's at 2. So the parade will start at 10 down at City Dock, and then in the parking lot at the stadium, the tailgate will start with the Build-A-Bars and music and, games, and there'll be military displays, and it's a lot of fun to walk through and grab a bite to eat, grab a few beers.
Budweiser does a great job with that, and when I say Budweiser, that's in partnership with Katsup Brothers, which is the regional distributor for Budweiser and their products. And year after year after year, they're here. They're responsible for bringing the Clydesdales, which are going to lead the Military Bowl parade this year, and they're going to be at the tailgate for a few hours as well, right?
Yeah, they'll show up. They'll go in the parade, and they'll be at the tailgate afterward.
I'll tell you, and if anybody has never seen the Clydesdales up close and personal, make it a point to get out to the parade on the 28th. Make it a point to get out a little bit early for the parade, to watch them unload, or maybe up at the stadium to watch them load up again once they're out. But they're amazing creatures.
It's always fascinating to me, and so I'd never seen the Clydesdales in person until 2013. When the large trucks pulled in, and with a police escort down by City Dock, I think it's 4 trucks. I think.
And you're sitting there going, "Oh man, must be somebody important coming in."
They back in, but there are people who show up. I mean, there were people there that first year at like 6 o'clock in the morning. The horses got there around Clydesdales arrived around 7. There are people around 6. There's a small crowd just gathering, and then people will just sit there and watch them unload and watch them get prepared to be in the parade and brushed and just lined up and everything. And they really are neat to watch.
They're a lot bigger, larger than life, a lot larger than I ever anticipated when I first saw them. And some of my best pictures actually were of that. Probably, I think it was the first year. There was a fog over City Dock. And, as they're bringing them down off the thing, and I'm amazed at the luxury of these tractor trailers that these horses travel in. So, I mean, the day is a day full of celebration, and, it really does kick off today. We're celebrating our heroes. You want to nominate them at militarybowl.org/Bud Heroes. And you guys are redesigning all your websites and stuff. I heard that, too.
That's coming, yes. Our partner in that's local.
Right. That's Liquefied Creative out of Eastport, right?
Yep. They are, and so far, everything, like all the development looks great. We're looking forward to it, and they've been doing a great job.
Obviously, the Military Bowl is invested into the city, hiring local to do things like that. Mm-hmm. And the Military Bowl is a fundraiser. You guys are a nonprofit, and you raise funds for your property out on the Eastern Shore.
Right. So the game benefits 2 ways. It benefits USO. And USO National Capital District. They've been our partner since 2010, and we work with them on a variety of things, and they'll be involved with the game. And then in 2016, the Military Bowl purchased a 294-acre farm on the Eastern Shore near Cambridge and renamed it Patriot Point. And Patriot Point is, to me, it's one of the most amazing places around. It was something that when I first heard of the idea, I was like, there's no way that we can pull this off, because it is just, it's a place where we work with our we have various nonprofit, military, and veteran service organizations as partners, and they identify the guests, they bring them down to Patriot Point, and those it's recovering service members, their families, and caregivers. And they come down, whether it's for a night, a day, 2 nights. Some guys stay for up to a week. If it's hunting season, they might go hunting. They might go fishing. They might just take a ride on the boat. They might take out a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard. They might sit on the beach. They might sit at a bonfire. There's all sorts of things that they can do, and it is just, it's incredible. And Steve Beck, who's the executive director and president of the Military Bowl Foundation, has a really good way of describing it. And he describes it as our direct connection to our philanthropy. We see the difference. We see those people. We hear from them directly. We know what a difference it makes in their lives to be able to get away for a night or 2 nights, or even if it's just a few hours, and be able to enjoy the outdoors. The Military Bowl Foundation does a dinner on the first Thursday night of the NFL season. It's called Home of the Free Because of the Brave, and we bring recovering service members from Fort Belvoir and Walter Reed out for dinner at Fogo de Chao. And you never think just what a difference it makes for these people who are at military hospitals to get out just for a couple of hours and enjoy a good meal.
It's got to be huge.
It's just simple things. And so to be able to come down, for the people who come down to Patriot Point and get to spend 5, 10 hours, 2, 3 nights there, whatever it is, and really relax and detach and sort of forget about what some of the issues are that they're facing.
For sure.
And just enjoy the outdoors is really special.
For sure. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to ask you, and another part of my favorite in the parade, will you be having the Medal of Honor recipients this year as well?
Yep. We'll have, I think when the final number's done, we'll probably have 9 or 10 Medal of Honor recipients joining us.
This will be the first year without Woody. And unfortunately, he passed away.
Woody's nephew, Brent Casey, I believe, is going to be joining us. Woody Williams, who was the last living Medal of Honor recipient from World War II, and he'd been to the Military Bowl several times. And John, Woody's really distinctive.
He is a character.
I mean, Woody would show up in his bright red jacket, and you could spot him from a mile away. And I mean, Woody died this past year at 98, I want to say.
Yeah, he was real close.
And he was. I mean, the Military Bowl for Woody's family was a family celebration. I mean, several members of the family would come up and they'd hang out and have a good old time. Woody was just a special guy.
That's awesome.
We'll miss him, but at the same time, we know what a great, amazing run he had and the difference he made.
Well, the date that you got to mark on your calendar is December 28th. It's 3 days after Christmas. Christmas is a Sunday this year, so it's what, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, as I count on my fingers. Get down to City Dock by 10 a.m. or anywhere along the parade route, and that's going to go up Main Street, down around, and then down out Route Boulevard to the stadium.
Yeah, we'll go to up Main, down west.
Down to Calvert.
Yeah, and work our way out to Row.
Right, dodge all the construction around the State House that's going on right now. Anyone know who the Grand Marshal is yet?
We have not announced that yet.
Okay, but you know.
We might have some ideas.
Fair enough. All right, Susan, you get 3 dates to remind us about. Give me 3 dates that everybody needs to know about Annapolis between now and the new year.
Well, the Grand Illumination is November 27, and that sort of kicks off the whole holiday season. Midnight Madness holiday shopping is a not to be missed. The Annapolis Chocolate Binge Festival on December 4th. The Eastport Yacht Club Lights Parade on December 10, and then all throughout the season, just opportunities to walk up and down the brick-lined streets and look at the beautiful decorations that adorn downtown Annapolis. I mean, we always say that Annapolis is a beautiful city, and it is. And it has a European flair, but more so at Christmas time with all of the green garland and the red light and the red ribbons and the white lights. It looks like a small European town bedecked for the holidays, so everybody needs to come down and just experience that.
We've been special forever, for hundreds of years, but now the Military Bowl is here. We're looking forward to it again. We're looking forward to it happening, thankfully. Thank you and thank everybody at the Military Bowl for bringing it here. And everybody, think about a hero in your life. It could be your dad, it could be your granddad, it could be your teacher, it could be your son, it could be a military member, it could be anybody. You want to go to militarybowl.org/budheroes, and there's a form there. You can upload a photo if you have one. You can write the story out as a narrative, and we're going to read them, and we're going to pick the best ones to be in the parade, be able to see the game with their hero, get some in-game recognition, and I think there's like post-game field access too. Josh Barr from the Military Bowl, thank you very much for joining us here at Heroes. Susan, thank you very much. Visit Annapolis. You want to go to visitannapolis.org and check out everything. They've got a wonderful calendar, everything that goes on all year round. Militarybowl.org is where you want to go, and you want to make sure that you drink all the Bud products, because I'll tell you, Catsup Brothers is the one that brings the Clydesdales to town. They're the ones that sponsor the tailgate and everything else, and they've just been a great partner for the city of Annapolis as well as the Military Bowl.
And while everybody's in town, stop by the 26 West Street Visitor Center. Our volunteer information specialists will help you map out an itinerary to plan the whole rest of your stay with us.
The landmark, it's a blue building across the street, sort of from the Ram's Head. You can't miss it.
Absolutely across the street from Ram's Head.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. And make sure you nominate your hero. Militarybowl.org, Bud Heroes, and we'll be reading them soon.
Okay, thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
This has been a bonus podcast from Eye on Annapolis. Please visit us at eyeonannapolis.net. Follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. And if you haven't subscribed to the Daily News Brief podcast, go for it. And all of your local news will be delivered to your phone, tablet, or smart device by 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday.